الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلي وسلم على نبينا محمد وعلى أهله وصحبه أجمعين أما بعد. Al-Hafiz Abdul Faraj ibn al-Jawzi died 597 after Hijrah, displaying the soul being a translation of his Tibur Ruhani. Averting Riya in insincerity and pretentiousness. Allahumma musta'an. Whoever knows Allah truly will make all his deeds sincere to him. For Riya occurs when someone lacks knowledge of his creator. When he does not glorify Allah as should be, when the inner self seeks people's comment and praise. People vary in this disease. Some seek praise from others only, some seek the pleasure of Allah in their deeds, as well as people's praise. Some do not seek people's praise at all. However, when people see them doing good deeds, they improve their work to be praised. In the latter case, it becomes a elation that has affected a good deed. The general cure for the disease is to know Allah truly, for whoever knows Him will make all his actions sincerity for Him, and will not see anyone besides Him. He will locate himself in the position of the worshipper who is humble to his worship God, not in the position of the praised worship God. He will know that the reward is given only for the sincere deeds. Therefore, he should be aware of the wasted exhaustion of performing acts for other than the sake of Allah. Moreover, he should know that punishment for Riya is severe. Umar ibn Khattab narrated that the Prophet said, "These are considered by the intention, and a person will be rewarded according to his intention." Abu Musa narrated that a man came to the Prophet and said, "O Messenger of Allah, tell me if a man fights in the battlefield out of valor, out of zeal, out of hypocrisy, which of these two is considered fighting in the cause of Allah?" The Messenger said, "He who fights in order that the word of Allah reigns supreme is considered as fighting in the cause of Allah." It's narrated from Abu Hurairah that Natil Ashami said, "O Sheikh, relate to us a hadith that you have heard from the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam." Abu Hurairah said, "I heard the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam say, the first to be judged on the day of judgment will be a man who died as a martyr. He shall be brought forth. Allah will make him recount his blessing, that is blessing which he bestowed upon him, and he will recount them and admit having enjoyed them in his life. Then Allah will say, what did you do to requite these blessings?" He will say, I will fought for you until I died as a martyr." Allah will say, "You have told a lie. You fought that you might be called a brave warrior, and you are called so." Then orders will be passed against him, and he will be dragged with his face downward and cast into hell. Then will be brought forward a man. Then will be brought forward a man who acquired knowledge, who imparted it to others, and recited the Quran. He will be brought. Allah will make him recount his blessings. He will recount them and admit having enjoyed them in his lifetime. Then Allah will ask, "What did you do to requite these blessings?" He will say, "I requited knowledge and disseminated it and recited the Quran and seeking your pleasure." Allah will say, "You have told a lie. You acquired knowledge so that you might be called a scholar. I recited the Quran so that it may be said is a reciter, and such has been said." Then orders will be passed against him. He shall be dragged with his face downward and cast into the fire. Then will be brought a man whom Allah had made abundantly rich and had granted every kind of wealth. He will be brought. Allah will make him recount his blessings. He will recount them and admit having enjoyed them in his lifetime. Allah will then ask, "What have you done to requite these blessings?" He will say, "I spent money in every cause in which you wish that it should be spent." Allah will say, "You are lying. You did it so that it might be said about you is generous, and so it was said." Then Allah will pass orders. He will be dragged with his face downward and thrown into hell. However, the Allah narrated that the Prophet ﷺ narrated from his Lord that he said, "I am the best of partners, so whoever does an act of worship committing shirk in it, I am free from him, and he is left to the partner he associated me with." Mahmud ibn Lubayd narrated that the Prophet of Allah said, "What I fear for you the most is main shirk." They said, "O Messenger of Allah, what is that?" He said, "Riya." Allah exalted he says on the day of the judgment, after he recompenses people for their deeds, go to those who you used to show your deeds of to, and to see if they have recompense. Abu Hazim said, "No servant of Allah betters what is between him and other servants and he does not spoil what is between him and Allah, except that Allah spoils what is between him and the servants of Allah. Working for the sake of one face is easier than working for the sake of all faces. For if you work for the sake of the face, for the face of that face, the face of Allah, all faces will turn to you. But if you spoil it, all faces will detest you. Ibn Toba Abu Jafar Abdullah said, I saw Abu Bakr al-Adami, the reciter, in a dream after his death, begging. I told him, what did you do? What did Allah do to you? Do with you? He said, I have stood in front of him and I have suffered many tribulations. So I told him, what about the night, the good deeds, and the Quran? He said, there was nothing that was worse for me than them, because I did them all for the sake of dunya. I said, so what happened to you? He said, Allah may He be exalted told me, I took it up upon myself not to torture anyone who reached the 80 years of age.